What's up guys, Stark here. I am back for day 15 of the 25 Days of Fate, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about some of the maximum bond craft essences. So bond is the thing in the game where each level you get it, you unlock something else. That could be like voice lines, it could be saint quartz, it could be apples, depending on the rarity of this servant. And sometimes you need to max out that bond in order to do interludes or rank ups or things like that. But once you hit maximum bond, or I guess not maximum anymore in the Japanese version, once you hit bond level 10, you will get a craft essence, and each character has their own unique craft essence. However, some of the effects aren't so unique. Actually, most of them aren't. They're basically just generic effects that most people don't even bother with, and sometimes it's not even worth the grind in order to get those characters maxed out. However, there are a few that are an exception to this. So this list will be the top 10 maximum bond craft essences that you should be going for. Although I say top 10, it's really only that there's just 10 options to choose from. Honestly, it could have just been a top 8 or a top 7, but top 10 sounds better, so we're going with top 10. So at number 10, we actually have a two-way tie, and this is going to be the Concealed Goddess craft essence, and this will be Helena's maximum craft essence. And while equipped, this will increase the party's attack damage against assassins by 20%. So this is pretty cool because if you're going against assassins, you could throw this on and get a party-wide attack increase against the assassins. And the other one is going to be the Annihilation list, which is Mysterious Heroine X's. And it does the same thing, except instead of being against assassins, it will be against sabers. So this is a pretty unique effect, just being able to get the bonus damage against that specific type of enemy. It's nothing too special, it's nothing too crazy. But like I said, I was grasping at straws here for the final spots in the list, so I threw these two on. So since it was a tie, that was number 10 and number 9. So moving on to number 8, we have the Last Splinter. This is Angra Mainyu's maximum bond craft essence, and while equipped to him, he'll grant himself extra damage against beast class enemies, and he'll also apply guts to himself one time, reviving at 20% HP. So the first part of this isn't really helpful because there aren't any beast class enemies in the game yet, but once they do come out, he'll be able to get a little bit of a bonus damage against them. But the main thing here is really for his guts skill. So Angra has a skill that will instantly kill himself after a certain number of turns, and being able to have this craft essence on with the guts will allow him to come back from that. So that right there is pretty good. It lets you maximize the effectiveness of his skills, and it'll also let you use his Annihilation Wish a second time. Angra's not really that good of a character, but it is a unique craft essence, and it is something that could potentially be worth getting. If you're lucky enough to have him anyway. I still don't have that character. Maybe it's about time I go ahead and do some friend point rolls trying to get this guy. Moving on to number 7, we have the Otherworldly Phantom Horse. This is going to be Astolfo's craft essence, and while equipped, this will increase their own Noble Phantasm damage by 30%, and will grant the party evasion for one hit while in the field. So this is a pretty nice one. You get the bonus Noble Phantasm damage, and you grant your entire party evasion. It is only for one hit, and the bad part about it is, since it's a craft essence, it'll be at the beginning of the battle, and you don't really get to pick and choose when this happens, so the very first attack that ally will get will be ignored. But still, it's really nice to have, you know, a little bit of extra defense, and you do get that bonus in Noble Phantasm damage. So overall, it is a pretty good craft essence to have. Moving on to number 6, we have the Insurrection. This is going to be Spartacus's craft essence, and while equipped, this will apply guts one time, and he will revive with 50% of his HP. So this is really nice. Spartacus does have a gut skill already, but you can just use the first one on this craft essence, and then go ahead and use the second one on his skills, and this will allow him to stay alive for so much longer. You're also going to be able to heal with his skills, and overall this should just make this character a little bit better. I know it's not a special effect or anything crazy like that. Most of them aren't anything outstanding, but it is a unique effect, and it is very helpful for him. Moving on to number 5, we have the Endowed Hero craft essence, and this is going to be for Arjuna. This will increase his Noble Phantasm damage by 30%, as well as increasing his star absorption rate by 1000%. So this is really helpful because Arjuna does not have any way of reliably absorbing stars. He has generation increases, he has star gain increases, but he doesn't have absorption, and throwing on this craft essence on him will definitely help get those stars in that he is going to be generating, and you do get that bonus to your Noble Phantasm damage as well, so it is a pretty good maximum bond craft essence. Moving on to number 4, we have the One-Man War. Now this is going to be for Q-Alter, and this one is pretty good. And as the name suggests, this is for soloing with Q-Alter, because he will be able to increase his own Noble Phantasm by 30% damage, and will also give himself Guts and revive with 20% HP. This is very similar to Spartacus's, except the addition to Noble Phantasm damage ranks it higher than Spartacus's. So Q-Alter is already really hard to kill. So throwing on another Guts on top of his kit is just going to make this character even harder to kill. And like I said, it is very helpful for soloing if you do want to do that. And you do get that bonus to his Noble Phantasm damage as well. So it does live up to the title of the One-Man War. So now moving on to the final 3, and this is kind of where it separates between like great and good. So as you guys can see, there's only 3 of them on the list. So that's kind of a bad thing. Most of the Maximum Bond Craft Essences should be these type of effects where they play into the character's playstyle and are like truly unique effects. But unfortunately, most of them are just bad or awful or generic skills that you're not going to want to waste your time doing. But like I said, these 3 coming up are actually usable on their characters and are pretty good and very unique effects to begin with. So at number 3, we have the Sacred Devotion. Now this one is going to be for Arash, and well equipped, he will remove all debuffs and restore HP of all of his allies by 5,000 when he is defeated. So this is a very good craft essence to put on him, being able to remove debuffs and heal when he dies, and this is great because you use Arash so he can die. He uses his Noble Phantasm and he'll kill himself, and then you get this craft essence to trigger, getting a whole bunch of positive things to happen to your team. The one drawback to this is that a lot of times you use Arash for the first wave, and in that situation he's not going to be able to use the craft essence because they're not going to have any debuffs, or your HP is going to be at max level anyway. But there are situations where you can use this, you know, if you go into a fight where they debuff you at the beginning of the fight. This could be a good option to just get rid of it and do some pretty good damage, maybe clear the first wave and heal yourself if need be. Moving on to number 2, we have the What Can Be Left Behind craft essence, and this is going to be for Georgius, or George. So while equipped, when he is defeated in battle, he will grant all of his allies invincibility for 1 time, and he will also decrease incoming damage by 1,000 for 3 turns. So this is a super good craft essence, and much like Arash, you know, it triggers when he dies, but that's fine because he does have a taunt skill and he's going to be taking damage, and I wouldn't necessarily say you want him to die, but in the situation that he does die, he's going to give your allies a tremendous defensive boost. You know, invincibility for 1 attack is fine, but you also do get the decrease for damage for 1,000 for 3 turns, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And moving on to number 1, it is going to be the Castle of Snow. What else could it be? And this is going to be for Hercules, and well equipped, he will revive with 500 HP when defeated, and this can trigger 3 times. So this makes this tank even tankier, giving him a total of 4 guts in his kit without reviving any sort of cooldowns, and he does have an evasion as well. So you could potentially revive 4 or 5 times with him, and he's going to be dishing out a ton of damage, and you know, he has his own buffs, so he can be able to increase his critical damage and his own attack. So you really don't need to throw on something else. You could definitely throw on the Castle of Snow and just make this guy into an absolute machine, which he is, rightfully so. So yeah, that is the top craft essence you should be going for Maximum Bond characters. And to me, honestly, those top 3 are the best ones. You should definitely go for those. Even if you're not planning on using the characters, they are very helpful, very useful. So that's it, guys. Let me know in the comments if I missed any. I would really love to know if I did, because it was really hard making this list. And of course, I'm only talking about global characters as usual in these videos. So anything on the Japanese side I did not include, but even then, I don't think there's that many that are unique in their own right. I'm not saying the other craft essences are bad. This list was, again, just primarily the unique effects that I feel like should be attributed to the Maximum Bond craft essence to really help complement that character's playstyle. But again, thanks for watching, and as always, if you did like it, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out the links below to my Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and Discord. And throughout the month of December, you can find the link to my Fate Granddaughter giveaway for your chance to win some Saint Quartz. So that's going to be it, guys. I will see you guys next time.